Welcome back, everyone. My name is Megazero, and as you can see, I'm back here with more Pokemon Scarlet. In the last episode, I actually kept it very short because our most recent capture was a Koraidon. In this case, it has its different forms. I believe we could change the... No, you actually can't see its different forms because it's supposed to have two: its Apex form and then the Riding form. We're also still missing out on... We're missing out on a few different other Pokemon. But what we're going to do is that... Well, it's time for us to go to school. And I do want to admit, like, the rewards are worth it. Like, yes, you do have to get close to the end of the game because you do have to gain, like, a majority of the answers correct. But you also want to just kind of, like, go around the library, around the school, and just like read on the different topics that they have. So like again, like they have stuff about Pokemon natures. Like you can do this all during the beginning of the school year. Well, I say school year, but like during the beginning of the school, where you have like all the different options to read, Academy rules and regulations, yada yada yada. Pause and yeah, this is like what sucks. You have to like, because of the way that the game works, like, your drip is actually pretty terrible. Even, like, look, the only thing that's different is, like, I have a different backpack, which I even tempted to go back. Student registry, and... What? Okay, that's weird. But, anyways, yeah, you do all that, yada yada yada. We're not going to go anywhere. What we're going to do is that we're going to focus on the classes, because like taking all the classes are like not necessary, but it helps with all the levels and grinding you need to do. Like, say if you do this early game, or you wait till like the end game, you know, like level up your Pokemon, yada yada yada, if you want to be over leveled. We weren't really that over leveled. Stronger, yes, but I don't want to use like my level 100 Pokemon because that makes the fight unfair. Everyone's ready to learn new things. All did really great on your midterm today. Thanks for answering my little question. Keep your response, man. Alright, last half. Evolution. Okay, so it's not really evolution, it's more like a metamorphosis. They learn moves to get stronger. And for some Pokemon, once they level up enough, their appearance changes and their stats increase, sometimes by a lot. That's Pokemon evolution, making them trusty partners now. But some people prefer to keep their Pokemon in their adorable pre-evolved states. I've done that before. It is dumb. Do not do that unless you hate yourself. You just need to remember a certain button where your Pokemon begins to zero. Say with me, Faro. Cancel evolution. Press the B button. Of course, it's the B button. I've been doing that for years. Stay hydrated. So yeah. So they go over again like all the different... The way Primeape evolves into a Nihilip is especially strange. See, there's a certain move that they don't tell you, and that's what's screwed up. Oh, we have clipping. Oh, not clipping. We have issues with the line coming up. So... yeah, they went over the different forms of evolution there. So, like, they are about to tell you, so I'm assuming they'll tell you in the next class. Because they went over the different forms. Like, alright, you have stones. You have ways to prevent the evolution. Some only evolve by knowing certain moves. Some have, like, they should have said Annihilate, Stantler, because they said, they could have mentioned something like, oh, Stantler had an evolution in the past, but it's become weaker over time because of its environment. Y'all remember the final question from our midterm exam? Found out about it, so I got yelled at. Wow. I was hiding something. You guys saw the... View of color, I teach all the colors that pertain to Pokemon. Some Pokemon have slightly different coloration or based on their gender or physical position. In our case, Pokemon have wildly different colors compared to the others of the same species. We call this specimen shiny Pokemon. It's quite rare to cross paths with one. Does anyone know what the likelihood of finding shiny Pokemon is? About 1 in 4,000. That's right. You have to make it. Shiny Pokemon appear rate of 1 in 4. Did they drop it down again from 1 in 4,096 to just 1 in 4,000? Probably counting one while the same as hatching one from an egg too. Egg from a pair Pokemon raised around different language are a special case. There is a higher than average chance that shiny Pokemon hatch from these eggs, but we haven't figured out why that is just yet. Charms increases your like. Can you believe that? They claim it can't be scientifically verified, but it sure would be fun if it were true. And it is very true because I've done it before. I completed the Pokedex Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. And I got in the Shiny Charm, and I've hunted specifically for like one of the rarest Pokemon you can find, a level 9 Salamence that you can find by doing the not horde battles, but like when they call for help. I did that as a way to like really like level up one of my Pokemon. Well, for Blissey and Chansey, because they gave a crap ton of XP. But I did that, and it's ridiculous. But yeah, you can find a level 9 Salamence like very early on in the game. It's like level 9. Everyone's learned some new things. Next time we meet, we'll have our final exam. Okay, so it's 7 and not 8. Pokemon forms. You can think of forms as shapes or appearances that Pokemon have. There's also common form change, where a Pokemon's appearance changes under certain conditions. Cycles are, for example, we recognize 3 forms. First is basic form, where it walks on 4 legs. Second is its battle form, where it stands on its hind legs to gauge the battle. Finally, there's its ride form, where it inflates its throat sac and its tail so we can ride on its back. Then we use something you're all carrying with you now as even better example. You have to talk about your phones. Some smartphones are had by Sir. Does anyone know what the Pokemon for? Rotom! And technology. Not really, but I am trying to be a teacher. Moment say for ROM. ROM say it's special, so it doesn't try to enter other electronics. The ordinary Rotom can change form by entering box machines, microwave ovens, and other electronic presents. Rotom has been exceptional. Many Pokemon change form simply by holding an armor or having one use on. Oricorio, for example, has 4 different forms that can change between getting certain nectars, different moves. Form changes differ from evolution. That Pokemon can return to its other form. Unlike Shiny Pokemon, which can't change their special coloration, the same individual can go back and forth between its forms. Like a Mega Evolution, which is another form altogether, but it's a bit different. Like you also have, what else? Battle Bond, Greninja. Regional forms, which vary based on which region of Pokemon come from, don't change like other forms. They are innate. So, like Hisui and with Sinnoh, despite the fact they're in the same place, that you had different Sneaziles. I guess I was a very scatterbrained Mr. Jock right up till the end, huh? Alright, now it's time for the final exam. And just like the midterm exam, I believe you have to get like a lot of them correct. So we're gonna do this one, and I believe we'll finish with like, I guess it's like kind of annoying. Like, oh yeah, you like biology. Mind you, I had biology back in high school, and I remember I was decent at it. I wasn't the best though. I remember physics I hated. I had honor physics as well, and I think I didn't do good in that one either, but I think I passed. And for exam, cover everything I taught you so far, but I'm sure it's just fine. Take your time to contemplate each question. Which of the following four methods is easy to catch a Pokemon? Inflicting, paralysis, make it 2. True or false? You can get new Pokemon only by catching them yourself or for training them from other trainers. You can get new Pokemon only by basically, well, no. You can be gifted, but yeah, it's technically true. If a Pokemon's holding an Everstone, we're using an item that just cause it to evolve. No, it won't. About 1 in 4,000. True or false? Pokemon has 3 forms. That's false. That's 4. This question won't affect your rating. Do you have anything you would like to say about my class? I'm saying you used to teaching. It's really fun. Keep teaching. You can do it. Okay, time's up. Whether you like it or not, I'm pretty sure I might have missed one of those. I might have missed one of those because I'm not sure. Like, the only way to get new Pokemon is by trading or catching them, which is not technically true. I haven't seen. Alright, so must 3 corrections and 4 questions to pass the final exam. What did I get? 4 out of 5. It was the one where it's like, yeah, you can trade. A, pass the exam. 5. It's really not much. Alright. And there you go, you're done with it. So we're going to go on to battle studies next. And I want to do history because history is like one of the more interesting ones. Like, the one with history is probably my favorite because of, you'll see, it does involve a lot of what we've been doing around Paldea, and it specifically relates to the, Osu. Let's get right to it. And the midterm exam, well done. Resume a regular class to say, skip the energy hack, take it after the exam. Yay. I have auto battles. If you do, your Pokemon run off in the direction you're facing. It's super useful tech that lets your Pokemon pick up faraway items. That's not all. Auto battle. There's one Pokemon here where your Pokemon will start battling each other. Auto battles. Since the name applies to Pokemon acts on its own during auto battles, meaning you won't have to blah blah blah. We've done that, you've seen it. Like experience, like a rare battle. If you make good use of these battles, then you can really fish it. Not really. But you want to remember that Pokemon won't evolve. Early learners right if they level up from an auto battle. Also, Pokemon lose an auto battle or combat with just a small eye. Okay. I didn't know that. Does anyone have any questions so far? How do I stop an auto battle? There's no stopping auto battle once it starts. You have to wait and see how it plays out. You call your Pokemon out before the battle starts. Just press ZR on way to the opponent. Your Pokemon are out there battling for us. Their trainers keep an eye on them as much as possible. I mean, we already done the auto battles, so it doesn't really matter. Pokemon will lose species are already worn out. Probably won't enjoy auto battles as much, so don't work them too hard, okay? In conclusion, auto battles only work if trainer and Pokemon have a relationship of mutual trust. Be smart on how you use auto battles so you don't lose trust in your Pokemon. Yeah. Yeah, it's actually kind of... Oh, hey, oh crap, I didn't notice that Penny was there. I didn't notice that the first time. She has her Leafeon. Nemona's also there. I noticed Nemona's in some of our art classes. I just never noticed Penny. I noticed that, like, one of our classes, yeah, Nemona is there. Like, oh, hey, look, there's Nemona. I never noticed that Penny was there. I guess it's because we're doing this post-game. As this is, like, technically, like, you know, post-game content and all that. We're getting, like, all our classes out of the way, yada, yada, yada. Like, all this, like, a majority of this, I know. Because, you know, I played Pokemon. I didn't know around. That's Battle City. Gave all the battles a shot. I already have it because we've done all the team star bases. But you can use also to train up a bunch of different Pokemon. It's also an efficient way to gather the Pokemon to using to make TMs at TM machines. Which, have you all been using TM machines? Not really, no, because I never have the materials ready. The Pokemon tier is one other thing. Anyone remember this? Isn't it LP? I don't use these. I look at them like, oh, hey, yeah, new skills. Like, because I was doing that for, again, the Charizard raid that I talked about in our previous video, because it's at the time of recording, it's only up for technically like 2 days, because it just started the night I'm recording this on December 16th, and then it goes to the 17th and 18th. Uh-huh. If Penny was in the class, it should just pan over to her. Just like, Penny just looking off to the side, uh-huh. It's just fun. It's just making it funny because it helps with all this. Hands-on practice. I find it interesting, like with some of these, like a lot of this, it's just like, oh, okay. So it's like, it's just very interesting, like with the battle slang, it's like, oh, here you go, like something we never used, like going back to the Charizard raid thing, oh, yada yada yada. We had to like trade Pokemon. I had to level up my Atrocitus is Sylveon to level 100, give it light screen. I had Iron Valiant use Spirit Break, and we had to like synchronize, like, no, this. We got extremely lucky because like only like we got paired up with Claire, who had a Heracross, and was I believe like me and her were the only ones to get knocked out, because like in our previous ones, like Charizard just kept hitting Hurricanes like one after another. I don't have much left to teach you, but you can always aim for even greater heights. Today I'm going to teach you about the rules of link battles. Ooh! When two trainers participate in link battles, together they engage in either single or doubles with each other. If you're playing group of 4, you can all battle each other in multi-battles. Now, when you're out having battles during your independent study, you use whatever number of Pokemon you like, and they can be any level. But in link battles, there are special rules to keep in mind. Oh, there was Arvin. Some of these special rules involve adjusting your Pokemon's level. Now, the no restriction rules let all Pokemon stay at their current level unless trying to use multiple of the same Pokemon species and multiples of the same held item. But if you choose normal rules, all your Pokemon will set to level 50 for your battles, regardless of what level they actually are. This even includes lower level Pokemon. They'll get a power boost to participate. Normal rules let you use multiples of the same Pokemon species and of the same held items too. Your part of this rule says that it lets you any of your Pokemon participate. All they have to do is learn some good moves. Lastly, the rule set called Flat Rules mostly affects Pokemon over level 50. Such Pokemon will be set to level 50 for the duration of the battle. Flat Rules set is set often used for official tournaments. It does not allow trainers to use multiple Pokemon of the same species or multiples of the same held item. And I believe you can't use special Pokemon. Which rule said you want to use lower level Pokemon and keep its low level low? Is it that normal rules? Because Flat Rules just keeps it up to level 50, right? Is it normal rules? Okay, Flat Rules. I wasn't paying attention there. I didn't even mention that till the end. I feel like that's a bit cheeky, but eh. Like, if they gave you the option, because like if you knew Pokemon Forever, you was like, oh, isn't it no restrictions? Alright, so that's on me. I think that's the first time I ever got a question wrong on here. Granted though, that's for me not paying attention and going about this all wrong. Alright, so this will be our last one for battle studies, and this is our final, and I have to get 5 questions. I want to get all 5 right, because the other one we got wrong is the one where like the only way you can attain him is this and this. Because I don't think the only Pokemon we were gifted is the starters, I believe. Well, and Koraidon, but it's final game day, final exam. Alright, let's see what our exam. Which tier boosts attack and special attack go all out? What do we call battles at Pokemon? Auto battles. How do you take an LP? You can take on gyms, you can exchange materials, don't hack the system. You can exchange materials for LP. High level Flat Rules are adjusted to what? They're adjusted to level 50. When using normal battle rules, you can use multiple of the same Pokemon species. And yes. Yes, that is true. I'm sure you get perfect scores. Woo! Now, you little rascals. Alright, so we went through that pretty quickly, like we already got through it. It's fairly easy. Feels great. Alright, you get 3 questions, pass midterm, and 4 to pass the final exam. 5 out of 5. Booyah! And yeah, you get medium candies, which sucks. Because like, at this point, if like if you are doing, by the time I believe you get the last portion of the classes, you like History of Mrs. Ryfort? Sure, why not? By the time you get those, like, you'll need large, you'll need XL to like level up quickly. I kind of don't want to, like, once we get to the point of like, alright, we're kind of at this point. There's Nemona. I don't see anyone else. Oh, I see we have some new students here with us today. Ryfort. My name is Ryfort. I'll be the one to impart knowledge of the past to your little mind. History is one thing truly splendid. The lads of our ancestors throughout history forged the path, the present in which we live. Today you shall learn about the most mysterious location in all Paldea, the Great Crater. As you are aware, Master Crater is the Great Crater of Paldea that exists in the heart of our region. The area inside the crater is called Area Zero, and research of its geological strata and material composition has shown that the crater is in fact over 1 million years old. It is long believed that certain something rests at the bottom of the mysterious crater. Time machine! Our perfect time to make contact. Answer me this. What exactly is believed? It's like treasure. It's treasure, but we know it's a time machine. Like, oh, what rests at the bottom of Area Zero? A time machine? What? More valuable than anything. Yeah, it's a time machine! So much for dreams of treasure hunting, as the lab has been built in those very same depths. Yeah, forget it, you shall don't remember the Great Crater. Off limit to all those, but... Uh-huh. Sure, yeah. I wouldn't dream of going out there. No, of course not. Yeah, so you see Nemona right there. She's like right in front of. Well, not right in front. She's right front to the left. Yeah, don't even think about going into the official area. Yeah, sure. Like I remember reading a story that someone wrote. Like they made a joke about that. Like I forget like the male character's name. I believe the female is like Juliana, but like for the male character, it's like, oh, what's resting in the heart of Area Zero? And he says a time machine. And he's like, treasure. Yeah, sorry. Like, would it be cool if the treasure was a time machine? Like, they make a joke about it, which is hilarious. Back with Ryfort. Continuing on Marvel's history. About 2,000 years ago, this region came under the rule of the Paldean Empire. Accounts describe the Paldean Empire to be quite the dictator, overly zealous for the legend and treasure within Area Zero. It must mention that the civilizations of our ancestors were not as developed as ours today, but back then were more likely to believe in mysterious legends, magic, and beings beyond human comprehension. Oh, hey, look, they have the old Laventon! There's Laventon right there! The old school Pokeballs! Oh my gosh! I didn't even notice. I knew the old school Pokeballs came up. Is that Hisui in the background? Answer me this. Approximately how many years ago? 2000? I'm sorry, I was disturbed by Professor Laventon and the OG Pokeballs. I didn't even notice that. Was it punching that bear? Wait, like the Great Air. Like I was like, no, you don't. No, you don't. We sent someone back in time there by complete accident. They're probably dead. They're probably dead. Like, real honesty, it's like, we sent the AI Professor Sada. So unless they're like the typical AI of other games where they got that BS, like, real anime strength, where like the AI is like capable of like, you know, like wrestling the freaking Paradox Pokemon to the ground, like, sit your behind down. I really don't think that the AI survive. If it's in the future, I'd be more inclined to believe that, Tudo survive, Professor Sada, in comparison to Professor Sada, who's sent to the past, like, get back to past Samurai Jack. I'd be more inclined to believe that. Excuse me real quick, I have an update from Steam that's on my screen, which is bugging me. Then we continue the marvels of history, yada yada yada. So for Alaska's area gate exploration began about 2,000 years ago. As for over 1,000 years, but not a single soul was able to venture all the way to the deepest reaches of Area Zero. I would pour much of its human and financial resources into exploration, fell into decline 200 years later, or 800 years ago. The Empire and surrounding nations united to one entity. This formation of Paldea as we know today. Oh yes, the Great Academy President was also apparently established at that time. Really? Though certainly haven't gone repairs through years. Hey, there's my brother. Just built so long ago. Very structured as a piece of history. Huh. I was referring to not having the Pokeball portion, no? That's a relatively new addition. I like it. Ah, crap baskets. See if you're listening to my lecture. Tell me, approximately how many years ago was this academy of ours established? About 800. Because you said 200 years about it falling into decline, and then 800 years for us. So, I hate nothing more than a student who pretends to listen. Who pretends to listen. I'm definitely listening. No seeking knowledge, need no for it, and the orange is what? Naranja Academy. Alright. Okay. I'm actually kind of like, okay, it's like the midterm, so that's gonna be great. I hate midterms. I hate like most exams in general. Because, like, it's not always a good representation of what a child knows. It's more like, what do they remember? Anyway, it's time for a history midterm. And we're going through these, like, surprisingly quickly because I'm not fully paying attention. I'm just picking up on, like, the key important details. Like, oh, 800 years ago, 200 years ago, what is at the center? Greetings! Time for a midterm. Some of your historical knowledge, let's turn the dark recesses are reminded to answer the questions. What's the name of Geologic formation in center, the Great Crater of Paldea? What is Long Bleed? A treasure. How many years ago did the Paldea begin its rule? It was approximately like 1,000, right? About how many years ago? 805. Those seeking knowledge. It was knowledge. Your time is up. Putting your writing utensils down. Last question was a freebie. Even though least capable. Surely padded your score. Wow. That's messed up. It's also like kind of hilarious. Like, I do know, like, there's a, like, just going on this, like, there's so many games I want to play for the channel. Like, at the current moment, I still need to go through, Diamond. I still need to go through, Borderlands 2. I need to go through, FF7, Remake. We have the Yuffie episode. I'm actually playing that off screen to get, how... Oh, really? I got to 4 of those. Really? What was I answered wrong? That's like what I'm actually curious about. Those seeking knowledge. I don't know. Like, I missed something, but... It's probably like the 2000 instead of the 1000. It fell into decline 1,000 years ago. Versus... That's what I was thinking about. It fell into decline 1,000 years ago versus the 2000. Where the 2001 was the one where... It started 2,000 years ago, but it fell in decline about 1,000 years. Greetings! Alright. That's all made entertaining. Yep, a little bit. Alright. Sorry. Good idea. So allow me to tell you an old fairy tale that's been passed down in Paldea for generations. Once upon a time, there was a king who very much enjoyed... Oh! Fond of treasures from other countries. One day, a merchant from East heard rumors of this king came to meet him. The merchant laid out 4 treasures in front of the treasure-loving king. 4 treasures were as follows: a vessel, a sword, a set of tablets, and a set of beads. I believe the beads are supposed to be Magatama beads. Seeing such rarities for him, the king jumped with joy. He showered the merchant with gold coins and claimed all 4 of the treasures for himself. Oh, gosh dang it. Wooden planks for writing on? Like, if it's a couple of 1,000 years ago, or, like, if it's according to history, it had to be something, like, something you could write on. As you know, the fallow use paper became more universally available. The king needs to consider these paper substitute treasures. They must have been of superb quality, that, or they've been amazing profound teachings written on them. Like... Like, oh yeah, invited ruin upon them because they were actually something else. I believe you could meet Professor Ryfort about this, which I think I'll do. Because, like, you can meet your... I keep saying professors because that's what mine are. You can meet the professors outside of school. There goes my brother. He's playing Brawlhalla, I believe. Like the fighting games that I play, you know this, Blaze Blue, Dragon Ball Fighters. I actually got a new one that I'm gonna play with the boys later. When we go on our trip. Today we're gonna keep going. 200 years ago, a group of explorers claimed to have finally reached the steps. The name of the team that achieved this great was the Area Zero Expedition, team that made up of Paldea's best and brightest. Skilled battlers, brilliant researchers, talented individuals of all kinds. Among the listeners, named a man who was an author of a brilliant natural historian, Heath. After returning from the expedition, he used his literary talent to record the events of the expedition and publish them. Ah, crap baskets. Keep paying attention. The Area Zero Expedition. I know they try to trick you with the Survey Corps because I believe that in Legends Arceus, they were called... Team Galactic had multiple divisions, and the one year I believe you were a part of was the Survey Corps, where you go out, survey the land, capture Pokemon, and all that. I might need to do... What? Time the entire reach of Paldea was absolutely buzzing about Area Zero. Scarlet book was so product that everyone had a copy. Fantastical descriptions and illustration of things that could never be thought of as real. Masses being called Heath a liar. Even the truth that expedition making it to the bottom of the was called into question. Scarlet was condemned to the shelves of used bookstores as just another book of wild paranormal stories. Yeah, he wasn't wrong. Turns out Heath was right. Because, like, you can probably assume, like, some Pokemon, if living just undisturbed in, like, a natural habitat, they would just be fine. They said the Scarlet book was some here. It's probably, like, actual book. Status, conditions, blah, 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 blah. We're not gonna read that. The Scarlet book. It has to... Oh my gosh, like, we'll just go through it. If you want to read it, there it is. You can read it if you so choose. A culture. Oh, I talked through them through the freaking thing. Okay, sure. They said there's one in the types and moves. Oh my gosh. Where is it? Because they said there's a copy here for us to look at, but the Naranja, there's a school song. Really? Like, it's not even bad. It's just like, really? Like, they have a textbook dedicated here for the students to sing. Okay, like, I guess we missed it. Or is it on the other side? I think it's on the other side. We might have read it like when we first came here. Or it might be up here. I honestly don't know. They said it's in the library. I'm actually kind of curious. I want to, like, look around for it. Academy rules? No. I don't want to read the rules, because screw the rules. Screw the rules, I have money. Student registry, we don't need to know about that, because it really doesn't matter, because we already read it, went over it. We went over that, blah, 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 blah. It might be in the upstairs section, if I'm being honest. What's this one right here? Pokemon Natures, we already read that one. Like, good lord, I have terrible memory. Like, they said, oh yeah, we have one. But, like, which floor is it on? This thing has, like, crap ton of floors. The musicians register? No. What's this? Oh, culture. I think we read this. But we're not going to focus on that. They got fletchlings just flying around. They got Pachirisu just helping around in the school. Like, those gotta belong to some students, so that's why it is. Sweet Truth? Nah, don't worry about that. Is this it? Paldean Sports? No. Though that is interesting, like, sports in the Pokemon world, what would that be? Other than, like, they did that in Gen 5 where they actually had normal sports? Oh my gosh, look, we'll read the culture one. An article caught your eye. A billion-year-old Jigglypuff. Somewhere in the Paldean Forest, it said, like, Screamtail. Being with Jigglypuff's own endearing pup-all appearance and also ferocious aggression that leads it to attack anyone who comes near it. Spreading appearance of savage nature, found rumors that it could be a Jigglypuff from 1 billion years ago. It is named after a creature in the Scarlet book described. Oh. So, yeah. Okay, so the culture ones are the Charcadet's Adventures. No, we won't read that. We're just specifically looking for the one that involves not the culture, but all the Okay, this one's September. This should go over the other one. Great Tusk, a living relic of the dinosaur era. Said to be resemble a dolphin with giant tusks, tough scales, and aggressive disposition. They live in the dinosaur planet. It's called Great Tusk, had the name strange being written in the series book. Yeah, so you can go around the school and it has like all of them, but we'll find like the other one next episode. I want to finish up with the classes. Let's finish up with the classes, and I believe we'll meet with Professor Ryfort later. Let's do history. Yes. Let's hurry up and get this done. I believe we'll call that, and we'll do the next episode being like the last ones. Going around school, then we can actually begin, like, you know, taking on the actual post game where they ask us to do, you know, the other things. Now, part of history. Blah 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 blah. Last got signed by Area Zero 1500 years ago. 200 years, not that long ago. It's not that long ago. Would you not be more of a mention mark toward past event? Start for present, study history, reverse. Might be hard to follow. To start from our present and study history in reverse? I think it would. I'm afraid I'm speaking wrapped up our dear directed by Steve, straight from the curriculum. But delay the flow of time period sort of future. In this last class, Ryan failed, blah blah blah. The technical about Terrazor has a source Area Zero. Supposedly reached the greatest root depths as you can explore that area. Around 140 years, Pokemon cultivated lives were recovered there. These were in fact terrestrialized Pokemon, however those discovered brought the Zero and the Pokemon Infinite. Terrestrial phenomenon remained a mystery for quite some time. Here you go. Oh, that might as well have been present day. Sir, it's someone you have definitely heard of unravel this mystery. Professor Sada? I'm guessing? What is his name? Sada? Professor named Sada unraveled the mystery of terrestrial phenomena. She discovered the shining orbs, crystals around the energy emit, what causes Pokemon to terrestrialize, led the professor to invent Terror Orb technology, practical use of it. Used by the Pokemon Link and the researchers on the professor's team. It's actually kind of funny. It's like, oh yeah, Professor Sada. Yeah, she's kinda dead. And like, she's been dead for like, how many years? That actually is a good question. She's like, she's been dead for quite a while. Actually, not, well, quite a while, according to the game. Oh, not really. She's like been dead for at least a bit. Because of what they said, oh yeah, this research station was attacked a while ago. Because the two Koraidon or two Miraidon got into a territorial fight. And the one that we ride lost and was about to get murked. Until our professor, our dear professor, jumped in and shielded it she shielded it and eventually led to get killed. But anyways, time to answer questions. It's called Area Zero. How many years ago was the Academy founded? About 805. Which of these did not appear in the Paldean fairy tale about the four treasures? A folding fan. Wrote the Heath. 10 years ago. Okay, yeah. It's been too shallow and ridiculous to be on a history test, but last year forced me to include it. Enter final examination. Yeah, actually, it's like the only one that. This is the only one that's taken some time, I would believe. Because we were finishing up the other four, but we went through the whole freaking lesson here. Which probably why it took so long. I must get 3 corrections right. I believe it's quite obvious that we passed this time. With flying colors, we should have 5 questions correct. Right? Right? Yeah. Yeah, boy. Pass the score. Congratulations. And any students pass the exam. Woohoo. Keep doing your best. And I believe we'll go see our professor. Biology lab, armor room, blah 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 blah. Schoolyard. Your dorm room, like, alright, I guess she's just not there. Nurses. Have we even met? We haven't met our nurse. Wow, we have never met the nurse here. Okay. Okay, she's in the staff room. I was like, alright, I have questions. I have questions, Professor. There's Miss Time. And there she is. You're yes, Dante from Class 1A. The way you conduct yourself in my class, the answers you give to my questions, I meant they piqued my interest. You're quite the interesting pupil. Tell me, given a choice, which do you prefer? Things old or things are new? To get on a nice side, I guess I could say I prefer older things. For things past you, Professor Sally is real after all. Yes, get used to me so. What? You can describe that with something like, yeah, you were, that was kind of weird. I enjoyed our little conversation. You may have my thanks. You can become closer with the professors? I didn't know that crap! Okay, I guess we'll see the support conversations with the professors. I didn't know that. The professors have support conversations. But that'll definitely be the end of this episode, everyone. We'll continue with this next time when it comes to the other classes. My name is Meg Zero, and I'll catch you all later.